Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Crazy Dan here again with a quick video for you. Hope everybody's doing all right. I know that I am. I've had a lot of people asking me lately how it is that I was doing those Hellaflush slammed rides and Donk-style cars. And I had a lot of people ask me if it was, could you do it while you were driving? Is it just for pictures? And I actually thought a lot of people already knew how to do this, but apparently they don't. So I wanted to do a quick tutorial to tell you. The answer to that question is no, I have not figured out a way how to do it while you're driving. So unless you just like to take a lot of pictures, which I do, it's really no good for you. But if you do like to take pictures and stuff like that, this is the way that you do it. This is a quick tutorial on how to make any car slammed to the ground, Hellaflush style or not, and also the Donk-style cars. People call them a lot of different things, but basically that's just jacking the car way up in the air and putting big rims on it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Here you go. Okay, I'm using a Nissan Silvia for this. You can do this for any car. It's the same exact setup. You're going to go into your, well, first of all, go into your upgrade shop, buy the racing suspension because you have to be able to manipulate all aspects of the suspension. So you're going to buy a racing suspension and then go into your tune setup. In your tune setup, you're going to go into alignment. I think that's the third, right bumper 3 times over. You want, if you're going to do a Hellaflush car, a lot of what makes a Hellaflush car is the negative camber on the cars. So you're going to want to push that negative camber front and rear, push it over to the left at least halfway. I normally go 4.0 degrees front and rear. You can go a little more or a little less. Some people even push it out all the way. The more camber, the more it appears, the more negative camber, excuse me, the more it appears to be low. All right, so yeah, so change that front and rear camber over there to the negative side pretty far. You can leave the toe alone, leave it right in the middle, that doesn't matter. Go down to the front caster, and you're going to want to make that a high degree. I normally go about 6.7 degrees, that's to the right. Then right bumper over 1, 2, I think maybe 3 times over to damping. You're going to change your rebound stiffness. You're going to make that front and rear, both options, stiff as they can be, 12.0 for front and rear, and then go down to your bump stiffness, and you're going to go 12.0 front and rear as well. So all of that's going to be pushed to the right. That's the only things you have to manipulate on the suspension. Everything else is up to you, but those things must remain how I just described them. Okay, so you're going to do this on top gear full. That's where I do them. You can do it on a couple different tracks. You can Google it. There's quite a few different spots on the game where you can do this. I always do it here because the sunlight is the best. The pictures just come out the best, and there's more variety. Most tracks you can only sit one place and do it. This you can do it a couple places. What you're going to do is come down this. Instead of turning like here we're supposed to turn, just go straight. Knock these stupid cones out of the way. Get out of the way. Don't try to take no high-speed corners with this tune set up like this because it ain't going to happen. It's not for racing. It's just for slamming the cars on the ground. You'll run into stuff and then you have to start over, and that'll aggravate you. So you come around this little corkscrew thingamajig here, go past these tires and whip a U-ey. Come out on this concrete pad out here. And basically the first couple spots you can do this is on the back of these pads. If you just drive over these pads, you'll see that as you cruise across them, the car drops for whatever reason. It's a glitch in the game. Down it goes. Bam. And actually this car didn't drop as low as what I thought it would, but some of the Nissans do. And then it goes, drops hard at the end of this one too. Bam. See the back tires? Crazy. And then where I normally take my pictures is anywhere on this gray pad in between those tires to the right and the pads we just drove off of. Basically, you just put your car how you want it, finagle it the angle you want it with the sunlight for your pictures, and you just kind of go forward and reverse, and just kind of back up, drive forward. Back up, drive forward, until you get the car as low as you want it, because it's, with the glitch, it'll just come up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, just back and forth like this. And basically what you do is you hit pause. You do this in hot lap, and you hit pause when you have the car like you want it, when it's low, all the way down to the ground. And then you go into your photo mode and you just take pictures, and that's how I've been doing it. It's the only way I know how to do it, and I've researched, I haven't seen any other ways. So, and I don't know that there's a way where you can actually do it in drive. I don't think so, but if you'll notice, the videos that I do are all picture videos. But it's pretty simple. That's all you do. Slam it on down, take your photos, and go on to the next car. And you have to tweak your suspension just a little bit to do the cars that I've been lifting up, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. Okay, so for these Donk-style cars, the only tweaks you're going to do on the suspension that's different from the ones that you just slammed is you go back into the alignment where you had so much negative camber. You want to take some of that out. Back it down to like a 1.1 degree, negative 1.1 degrees on the front and rear for the camber. And the reason that is because when the cars jack way up in the air, if you have an equilibrium on your camber or if you've got a positive camber, then the higher it goes, the more positive it becomes. So if your tires have zero camber or they're, you know, in an equilibrium and the tires are straight up and down when the suspension is sitting at a resting point, then when the suspension starts to raise up in that glitch, it gives it a positive camber, which makes the tires look like they're sticking out on the top. So you want to leave a little bit of negative camber in there so that way once the suspension is tweaked because of the glitch, it just straightens the tires up rather than sticking the top out. And you'll see that. If you don't have that right, you'll see that immediately. Like, damn, that looks stupid. So that's why you want to leave some negative camber in it. The only other thing that you're going to change is in your spring, in the springs, where you have your ride height all the way down. You want to put that front and rear, as high as it'll go. In most cars, it's different, but you just want to push them all the way to the right, and then you just save that, and that is the only differences that you make. So here, real quick, is how you do it with the for the Donk-style cars. I'm driving this North Carolina State Trooper car that I made that I thought was pretty cool. The only problem that we have with this game is you can't get the rims big enough. It's a racing game, so they didn't really, I guess there's no reason to have big rims. But in true Donk-style cars, I know that they put 24s, yada, yada, yada. I've gotten tons of comments about that stuff, but I'm limited to what they'll let me do. We make do with what we have on the game. But anyway, so you just come over to this same area, and where you were going backwards before to slam the car, as you probably noticed before if you've already done this to do the slammed rides, if you go in the other direction, the car raises up, but it raises up higher now that you have the suspension tweaked to the raised position. Didn't go as high before with it slammed down. And if you've got your camber right, those tires should look perfect. But you just basically, you move back and forth, position your car where you want it to be, and when you get it high as it'll go, you hit pause, and you go into your photo mode just like before, and that's how you get these wonderful pictures like I do. So that was how you do it. That's how I do all my Hellaflush cars and all those videos that you've seen me doing. That is exactly how I do it. I hope I answered all the questions that people asked. I hope everybody uses it and make you some cool cars and post them up on ForzaMotorsports.net so we can all see them. And as always, I appreciate you watching. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments or send me a message. Subscribe if you like. Hit the like button if you like. And I appreciate it. We will see you next time.